Good morning, everybody. Today on the Daily Survival Business Guide or the Small Business Survival Guide, we're going to be talking about marketing. And I want you to hear me and I want you to hear me close. Look me in the eye. You are going to survive this crisis. Your business is going to look different. Your client base is going to look different. How you deliver what you do is going to look different. But we are all about pivoting. We're going to go with the flow. We're going to be fluid. Everybody in my program right now is making some contingency plans, backup plans. What does that look like? How can you pivot and shift so that you can continually be delivering value while honoring what you personally need and what your family needs? Today, we're going to be talking all about marketing because if you do nothing else during these next couple weeks, you need to keep marketing. Marketing is very straightforward. It's attracting people who need you to you. It's building relationships with people who need you or who you enjoy connecting with. Today, I'm bringing in one of the best here in Canada. Her name is Dee, and you absolutely need to know her. Let me just bring her in to introduce her. Hey,
Hi,
Dee.
Sarah. Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I met you a while ago now at a networking event,
Yes.
and I was struck right away by the energy that you bring. And you ooze this positivity, which really it drew me to you. And I follow you very closely. I listen to what you have to say, and I need you to share your good with everybody out there because it's experts like you in the marketing right now that we need to be listening to because through this chaos and crisis, Dee, there is so much opportunity. And sometimes it's really hard to see that silver lining. First, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where we can connect with you.
Okay, great. So thanks again. And so my name is Dee Boswell-Buck, and my company is Boswell-Buck Creative. And what I do is I help women who are entrepreneurs. I help the age range is about, 40 and up, women who have like taken that leap. And I help women to connect with their ideal client in the online space.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And connecting in the online space is actually the word
Yes,
of the day at this phase
especially
of the
now.
crises. Yeah, we're all shifting to
Yeah.
online. Well, I'm online anyway, so it's not a huge change, but a lot of people are used to being in person and networking in person, and that was their biggest marketing strategy was, getting on stages. Well,
Yeah.
the stages are drying up right now. They'll be back, but for right now they're not there. Or they're used to going to networking events in person. Dee, what are some of the things that we should be doing right now as a small business owner?
Yeah, so as a small business owner, I always believe that you should use social media for your business. And I believe that this is something that we all must continue to do. However, there's a lot of noise on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and we're seeing a lot of other things that is kind of like sucking our energy, or we're paying attention to a lot of other things. But we have to keep our eyes on the business. So this is the perfect time for you to take a look at your marketing strategy. Really delve into, where is your audience online? So if you're on Facebook and there's a lot of things going on, but maybe your audience is in another on another social media platform, then maybe get away from the noise on one platform and move to where your audience is on a different platform. And it's a great time now because we have a little bit more time, right?
Yeah.
It's a great time to take a look at those platforms, understand how they work, and start connecting with, your ideal client on those platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. What is I've seen quite a few posts that go out that I you can tell they were pre-scheduled and they're tone deaf at this point. You know, I, and it's a balance. Like I'm still asking my women to celebrate their wins and there's a little bit of like a bristle, but we have to be acknowledging the wins, so I'm going to push that button. What would be considered tone deaf right now? And then my next question following that is going to be what should we be posting?
Okay, what would be considered tone deaf? Um, Sharing that you have a product or service
Yeah.
that's over hundreds of dollars, because
Yeah.
with the mindset of whatever where everyone is right now,
Yeah.
they're probably not interested in making that purchase, right?
Right.
So selling something that's quite expensive, um, in Facebook groups, or I shouldn't just name Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of groups online. Um, in, just hitting that share button on those posts that we have every single week, and
Yeah.
not introducing yourself,
Right.
that's a little tone deaf, because it's not a great way for you to stand out.
Right.
So the question was, what is it that we should be doing?
Yep.
Yeah. So what we should be doing is, you know, sharing value.
Yep.
So when I say sharing value, if you have a product or service, it's not so much about, um, you know, selling the product. I'll talk about a product, for instance, but maybe it's something that kind of ties in with what's going on, kind of, sort of, but how you can be of service.
Right.
So if you sell a broom, okay, let's say you sell a broom, you're not talking about selling this broom and all of the bristles on the broom. But
Right.
what you want to talk about is keeping your home a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more safer at this time. And maybe you don't even mention that you sell a broom, right? So it's always offering value that always ties into what it is that you do.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And I think, one of the things that I keep talking about in my groups and with my coaching clients is right now, despite the fact that we're feeling fear and we're feeling a lack of confidence and we're really unsettled, we still have to plow through and keep showing up. And
Yeah.
we've got to show up and just be honest and share and come from a place of giving. Most importantly, because when you shift to giving, there is that energetic shift. So don't do it because you want to make a sale, do it
Yeah.
because you just want to help from the goodness of your own heart.
Yes, absolutely. And,
Awesome.
yeah, and sharing from a place of giving as well, you actually end up focusing less on what is happening out there and putting the setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on you. So, what are some of does it matter about frequency anymore? Does it matter about when you post? Should that be a part of our decisions right now?
I think it's always about quality versus quantity, right?
Okay.
I think that's always going to be the thing that you should always focus on. So when you do show up, it should be more about quality versus quantity. However, if I was going to put a number to it, I would say that when you are sharing on any platform, on your business pages, or if you on your business pages, or on Instagram, anywhere like that, if you
Mhm.
showed up at least like 4 times per week, that keeps you top of mind.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
And
So
is it the time to be doing sponsored posts? Should we be paying for traffic at this moment? How do we stand out from the crowd?
I do think that maybe your business may require a sponsored post.
Yeah.
There's a In order to stand out from the crowd, a sponsored post will allow you to target, as opposed to hoping that you're going to catch the attention of someone in another group, or
Yeah.
coming across their feed. So a sponsored post would help you to stand out more, because you're putting a little bit less energy in that. You're targeting to your demographic, and you're going to show up when they're online.
Okay.
Yeah. And
And
with
so,
regards to a sponsored post, they don't cost a lot of money. So sometimes
right.
I look at the money that you're putting in versus your energy. It- $20 can get you in front of someone over 4 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what should we be sponsoring right now? What should we be putting money behind? What kind of posts?
Um, I would say that, I mean, you could always boost a post, but if you boost a post, you want to make sure that you've targeted it. So,
Okay.
some of these platforms, they will say, hey, go ahead and boost this post. It's doing very well. But you still want to make sure that you get into the back end and at least target it a little bit better than the location. Because
Right.
if you're not location specific, your ideal client might not be within that location. But if it's location specific, and specifically to men who are 40 years old and up,
Yeah.
then your ad will work better for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is so I think what I'm hearing you saying is well, you haven't said it, but I'm wondering, like, is it the opt-ins that we want to be sponsoring, or is it just general posts? What sort of posts
Ah,
do we put some money behind?
okay. So this is a great time for you to build your list.
Mhm.
So if you have a PDF of tips to help you keep your home more clean,
Yeah,
or tips to optimize your presence on, through Google,
yeah,
then sharing something like that where you can create an ad and it's a sponsored post and it goes back to your website. I'm always about bringing people back to your landing page or to your website. And in order for someone to get these wonderful tips that are going to be truly helpful, so not just something that we put together because we need to collect email addresses, but something
right.
that's truly helpful where someone can put in their name and
Yeah.
their email address. And then now, as you build your business, you can reach out to them through their email. So a
Mhm.
sponsored post to collect email addresses would be a great idea.
So that's the time. That's the
Yeah,
sort of thing we should be putting out now.
yeah.
Is there, say we have an opt-in that we've had for a while or that's new, do we need to be mindful of the wording that we're using to hook people in? Is there anything to avoid or to make sure that you do on the opt-in, or do we just put it out business as usual?
I think you want to take a look at some of the words on it because
Yeah.
it has to connect with how we're feeling right now.
Okay.
So, for instance, I had an opt-in a while ago, and it said, "Get your hashtag, get your hashtag tips."
Mhm.
Well, I don't think I want to leave it at "get your hashtag tips." Should I
Okay.
put it out again? I would change the wording to say, stand out and connect with the right people using these hashtag tips. So you
Right.
want to use words that are going to let people know what's going to happen when they receive your opt-in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so we don't have to be mentioning, the global crises or the
No,
pandemic. It doesn't have to be a part of the vernacular to be sensitive.
no, we don't have to answer that. And you can
Okay.
even, stand out now for and optimize your business for the future. Things like
Right.
that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's amazing. Hey, Dee, how can we learn more from you? Where should we be following you?
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at D Boswell D Boswell_Buck.
Yeah.
And that's where I share some business tips and you'll see little snippets of family life because there's a lot more family life going on. And you can also find me on LinkedIn at D Boswell-Buck.
Yeah, amazing. We'll put those links down in the comments so that people can find them. Dee, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Sheila,
you
for
for
having me.
showing up and giving some clarity and calm in the crises
Yes,
that we are looking at.
yes. We
Okay.
can do this.
Yeah, we can do it. We'll be okay. We'll be
Yeah.
okay. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. So there you have it, ladies. Keep going. You are resourceful beyond what you know. You are capable of keeping going and being the leader that your people need. Show up. Be of value. Come from a place of service, expecting nothing in return. Just a little hint, that's exactly how we should be showing up anyway, regardless of the crises. So don't go into hiding. Stay present, stay out there. And despite whatever you're feeling, feel the feel and keep going through it. You are going to be okay. You are going to survive this crisis. You are going to come out the other end still being you. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be more resilient. And you're going to have been able to pivot and be resourceful so that you can still do what it is that you do. I believe in you, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 9:30.